Tonight, a News Channel 3 exclusive, a naval journey up the California coast with hundreds of sailors and Marines, many stationed at 29 Palms.
News Channel 3's Peter Knott was given rare permission to spend several days at sea with them. And Peter, you saw firsthand how they train and how they prepare to protect their country every day.
That's right, John and Karen. I spent several days with the Navy on the USS Somerset, where I got to observe sailors and Marines in action as they protect our country at sea. Our naval voyage aboard the USS Somerset began at its home port in San Diego, where we joined nearly 1,000 sailors and Marines on their embarkment to San Francisco.
Stand over 12 knots.
The 12-year-old warship is an amphibious transport dock, essentially a massive floating garage roughly half the size of the Empire State Building, and used to carry armored vehicles, equipment, aircraft, and up to 1,200 service members. The Somerset has traveled to multiple countries throughout Asia, South America, and Africa for deployments that can last more than half a year.
The bridge here is one of the largest in the United States Navy from end to end.
Captain Andy Coy is the commanding officer of the billion-dollar vessel. I'm curious, what is the most challenging part of your job?
I would say the most challenging part of the job is managing all the risk. There's everything from complex operations to did my team get enough sleep tonight?
That risk is evident soon after we reach the open sea. The anchors are dropped and helicopters arrive.
Everyone forward, right to your tower, pass souls and sea.
Whenever we go anywhere, we're the ones that do the amphibious or aerial ship-to-shore movements.
First Lieutenant Kaylee McKenzie is a combat engineer officer and has family in Palm Springs. She just wrapped up a 7-month deployment in the Pacific. What is it like to be on this ship for 7 months?
You're around the same faces every day. You get into a good routine of working out, going to chow, hanging out with your friends.
Guys, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to secure it.
For everyone on board the Somerset, the training is constant and intense. We practice what to do in the event of a fire and how to protect the ship from sudden attack. Here I am learning how to fire an M240 machine gun.
Was that fun?
Very, very cool. We also watch as a military boat is carefully guided to go inside the ship. Right now, I am deep inside the Somerset where more than a dozen crew members are trying to stabilize what is called a landing craft unit, or LCU. They've been out here for the past 20 minutes. You can see they've tied ropes to the sides of this LCU. They've also raised the ship, which has lowered the water levels, allowing them to gain control of this. So this LCU is now being brought inside and stabilized. Life below deck involves tight, windowless spaces. One of the things you'll notice on this ship is there are hatches everywhere with heavy metal levers. These are designed to protect the ship in case it takes on water and to help keep everything intact. And there are no elevators here. There are stairs. Lots and lots of stairs. You also have to watch your head not to hit it on the hatches. This is on every level. You'll be climbing up and down this ship. The sleeping quarters, called berthing compartments, contain several stacked beds called racks. Bathrooms are shared. We also ate with crew members who are provided 3 meals a day. After waiting in line to get our chow, we gather with them on the mess deck.
Everything thus far has tasted great. So that's my favorite part. I'm a big foodie.
Corporal Seth Abeda is an infantry rifleman stationed at 29 Palms. He's a squad leader who helps to take care of the vehicles on the ship. Being at sea, obviously very different from the desert.
Very different. A lot more blue. Sometimes you get lucky and you see a stingray or two or some dolphins, and that's pretty cool. And they're a lot cooler than coyotes.
One of the most intense moments of our journey, practicing how to refuel with another naval ship at sea less than 200 feet away.
Sounds good.
We carefully pull alongside the USS Tripoli, an amphibious assault ship. One wrong move from either ship could be disastrous.
So we start talking about movements of water and two vessels that are traveling at individual speeds and paces. Like, the water movement in between is so fast that it affects the ship forward, midships, in the middle, and then back aft, all in different manners. So we have to be very careful.
Luckily, the drill is a success. and dozens of dolphins suddenly appear between the two ships. Moments like this are rewarding, especially for Lance Corporal Christopher Archuleta, who is stationed at 29 Palms and on his first deployment.
It's definitely nice, get away from your phone, you don't have service out here. And just enjoy the ocean and being able to do cool work on ship.
After several days at sea heading up the California coast, we finally reach our destination. Several whales greet us as we approach the San Francisco harbor. As we pass beneath the Golden Gate Bridge, nearly everyone is in awe. A San Francisco fireboat honors the Somerset with a water salute. City spectators watch the massive ship as it moves through the bay on a sunny, clear morning. Sailors and Marines man the rails, standing evenly spaced in their dress uniform along the deck, proudly representing their country. They're excited to arrive for Fleet Week. For them, another journey on the Somerset has come to a successful end.
It's awesome to watch our sailors and Marines grow with their qualifications, watch them gain that confidence. We fight as a team, we operate as a team, and it's how we treat each other and how we work together that makes us the best of the best.
Our thanks to Captain Coy and the entire crew for a truly incredible experience, which has also given me a much deeper appreciation for our military and the sacrifices they make. The Somerset is expected to stay in service for several more decades. Sunday night here on News Channel 3, I'll go more in depth on the Somerset's connection to its namesake and United Flight 93, which was hijacked on 9/11. You'll hear from one of the Flight 93 family members who was also on the ship with us, and we'll show you how the Somerset continues to honor the victims. We've also posted some web extras from our journey on KESQ.com. Live in studio, Peter Doubt, News Channel 3.